All right, so how much of that powdery snow did we pick up? Northwest Arkansas, parts of Benton, Carroll, northern Washington, northern Madison, 6 to 8. A lot of discrepancy out there. The wind really blew it around, so it was tough to get some good measurements. But based off of a lot of Weather Service data, this is a general estimate of what we've got. It's just an estimate, but I think a pretty good representation. 4 to 6 across Washington and Madison. We get into the River Valley, and that was just a big miss for us. A couple of reasons why. Number one, that cold air didn't get as cold as quickly as we thought it would. And when it did, we had a dry slot most of yesterday evening. Eventually, we did get a band of snow to move into the area. On average, most of us picking up about an inch, a couple of isolated 2-inch reports out there. Even with those lower accumulations, it was still pretty impactful. Temperatures made that pretty slick out there this morning. Watch for some more black spots come tomorrow morning. Now, the big story, it's the temperatures. It's a 3-dog night in my household. These are my 3 Goldens. Got to go home tonight, see them play in the snow for just a few minutes. It's 1 degree in Bentonville right now. Feels like 1. Winds are calm at the moment, but they're going to pick up out of the north this evening, and that's going to give us wind chill values dangerously low. 14 is the actual temperature in Fort Smith. Like taking a live look from our ACHE camera, where the winds right now about 13 miles per hour. That makes it feel like it's 0 out there. Those winds are going to be the big problem for us right out of the north, and it's all part of this big area of high pressure. It's an Arctic area of high pressure, and you can see it's pulling those winds right out of Canada way up north, and that's going to be what keeps us really cold tomorrow. Thankfully, tomorrow is as cold as it gets, and then we'll slowly crawl ourselves out of the hole. Overnight low temperatures are going to be looking a lot like this. Down to -3 Fayetteville, 6 around Fort Smith. But then you factor in the winds. That's a whole different story. Problem with these temperatures, this is true pipe bursting temps. So before you go to bed, and if you're already in bed and you forgot to turn that spigot on, you forgot to drip the faucet, you got to get out of bed. You got to go do it. This is really going to put a lot of those pipes in danger unless we're taking those safety precautions. You do factor in the winds. We're getting wind chill values down to about 20 below Northwest Arkansas. This is one model. It's hovering right around that 15 below mark. But you start to factor in some of those hills and valleys, we're definitely going to get some -20 wind chill values across Northwest Arkansas. -10 more than likely across the River Valley. We do have an extreme cold warning in effect for all of the air. A lot of blue on the map. That runs through noon tomorrow. By Friday, we'll start to slowly warm up, and it's a slow warm up. 34, a little bit above freezing by the afternoon. Lots of sunshine tomorrow, so that's going to help melt. Still going to be cold, but at least it's going to be starting to put a dent in some of those road issues that are still lingering. 42 Saturday, 50 Sunday, 60s on the board next week. Watching about midweek next week for a little bit of a storm system to move into the area. Right now it looks mostly liquid with those temperatures. It may knock us back a few degrees back into the mid-50s by Thursday and Friday. Aside from that, pretty quiet weather forecast, and I can assure you nobody is going to be complaining about that around here. Weather impact alert continues through tomorrow for the River Valley. 6 the morning low, 28 the afternoon high temperature, and then we'll be looking at some mid to upper 60s by Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Can't wait for that. All right. Thank you, Scott.